So last time,
Okay.
you guys made it to Lear's Island, and you found that he had a guest who gave you the heebie-jeebies. He invited you up to his manor, and you walked through and saw that he had like all these glass cases with tons of stuff. You know, most of it largely mundane. He brought you into his captain's quarters or dining hall, whatever it was. And you guys got to sit down and have a meal and chit chat for a little bit. You talked about wanting to get Rafferty's freedom. He told you that nobody in his island was there against their own will, and that he would, as the final act of service, he would release Rafferty if you guys could locate a girl for him. It was a girl that had been given to his care, and he had lost track of her on the island.
Haven't I been locating girls for this guy for my entire character story?
One last time.
We swear.
Rafferty the pimp.
Rafferty turned in his trinket bag. And then you were sent away with his right-hand man, whose name is... I'll look it up while we keep talking.
Ollie.
Ollie. Ollie, the right-hand man.
I don't think it was Ollie. Ollie's bullshit.
It doesn't matter. It's Ollie now.
Totally matters. Hold on.
He's super important.
What was his name? Oh my god.
I have it in my
Absolutely
Google
no idea.
Docs.
I'm very bothered that I don't know this.
We changed organization systems.
It- Bruno, or was it Bruno? Not Bruno.
Go to Google Docs. I've got it.
What the shit?
Ronald.
His name. Hold on. I got the doc.
How did we forget something so critical?
I mean, there are a bajillion names.
He definitely went by Ollie, though.
He's pivotal to the story, obviously. Hector.
Is it Hector?
Hector. So,
Ollie's middle name.
or at least Hector is the name I put in my notes. Is it the name you gave them? I don't know. So.
I have no idea.
Super.
I think that sounds familiar.
Super important guy. Clearly walked you to your rooms. They like showed you the balcony and stuff, and they said Hector would walk you to your rooms, and that Hector could give you more information because he'd really been in charge of taking care of this girl and stuff. So we left off with you guys walking back towards the manor to go see your rooms, which you got the descriptions for in chat, but I don't know if you're going to your rooms separately or together. What's going on? So.
You know what I still don't understand as, because it's a game, I guess, but, Airless is just confused. Why wouldn't he want us to have all of the information that we could possibly have in order to be successful in finding this girl if he really needs to find her?
You're leaving out the part.
Really...
Yeah, you're leaving out the part. He's a douche.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking too. He may not really want to find her. I don't know, but
No. He's a douche. That's all you need to know.
Also, did you ask?
Yes, I specifically asked Hector, hey, is there anything about her personality that makes you think that she'd pick one side over the other? And Lear's like, no. So, I mean, I was putting on my detective shoes. We was going, but no.
Of this.
Well, it was, it was...
That's not your fault, that's my fault.
Towards the end.
That's not blame on you. That's blame on Kat.
No, that's on me. I just have a shitty memory.
I know. I understand.
Alright, so you've all been led into your rooms.
Yes, which were very delightfully described, as I recall.
What do you do?
Huh?
What are you up to?
I sit and brood in my room and study my creepy damp book.
So, you can get a long rest at the end of whatever it is that you're doing, but if you're doing something other than long resting, it would be important to note.
Yeah, I want to go and find out if Davi wants to split up, or if she thinks we need to gather everybody and sort of stay together, or
I could tell you what
whatever.
Davi thinks on this point.
So you...
Davi will take one look at her room and she'll turn around and walk out and leave. Because it's not home.
But
okay,
it
so
feels
will
like home.
It's not home.
In fact, it is so strikingly, eerily...
He's going to make you roll to resist it, is what he's going to do.
Very much like home.
And that will just make it all the worse.
Well,
Excellent.
maybe. What about a?
She'll go find either Earlith or Leo, either one.
Well,
whoever's closer.
I'm headed to Davi, so we probably will meet in the hall.
So you each open your doors and step out into the hallway, and you can feel the complete sensation change from Davi, the kind of smoky, stew pot smelling interior of yours, and now you're in this stone hallway, and the temperature drops rather drastically, and Aerolith, the same goes for you. That kind of wet forest air as you step out of your room becomes this very dry mountain air once you step into the hallway.
Interesting. Don't like. It's very weird. Okay, I'm gonna go see what Davi thinks. Do you think that we need to go and gather the others and stay together in one place?
I think
Or
we should go find Jackie and Leo and
and
I'm
Rafferty,
having a conversation with Jackie as we speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need to go and find the others then and see. So, do we see other doors?
Yes, you're all pretty close together in the hallway.
Okay, we're gonna go knock on the next door. Knock,
Just
knock,
a random door.
Well, the next door down from where,
So a random door.
whichever one we think. Did we all see? Well, did we all
Yeah,
see
you're
everybody's
close enough
room?
to
Or
have seen
Yeah, I
people
mean,
go in.
you know whose door is which. So
Yeah.
whose door are you not?
okay, then, whoever was next to Earlith.
No.
'Cause
You don't understand. Whose door are you knocking on?
Yeah, just pick a person. You
have to
choose.
know who you're trying to reach, guys. It's a magic house.
Okay.
You saw everybody go into their room. You know where everybody is. Who are you going to
I'm not
see?
going to geographically distribute the doors for you. You need to tell me whose door, because you are part of the storytelling adventure.
Well, I just thought that we were on assigned rooms, and so I just didn't know which order we were assigned.
Okay, but you get to go find whoever you want, and you magically go there. So
You are assigned a room. Cog did not write down the map and dedicated space on his
know.
little chart
So-
for it.
so this is-
So you get to decide
I know.
which
So
this
one
game
is randomly next
called-
to you.
This
Okay.
game is called Yes and.
So if you decide I want Leo, we give you the benefit of the doubt. You get to go get Leo.
Then you change reality so that
Okay,
Leo is
do
the
we
one
want
next to you.
do we want to talk to Leo or Jackie first?
let's go get Jackie and then go get Leo, because Leo's probably
All right.
gonna be the hardest to convince to go anywhere.
I would imagine. So do you think we should not stay?
why.
Well, I'm gonna talk to Jackie first. So let's go talk to Jackie.
This session is going to end with Yurlith getting hit in the face with a bat. I'm calling it.
By whom?
I don't know. Cackle makes some shit up.
Oh my God.
Jackie, you're standing in your room. I imagine looking across the bookshelf, trying to determine what next you're going to add to your vast knowledge. And you hear a very soft knocking on the door.
I guess I will open the door.
So the door soundlessly sweeps open. And Aerolith, you get a glimpse of the stately room behind Jacobus as he stands in the door, silhouetted by the light behind him.
Feels like we're changing up our rating of this campaign.
You can't tell if he's wearing clothes or not.
Davi will peek around his room just to see what it looks like. And what's yours look like?
You can come in and see if you'd like.
She'll go in and see what it looks like.
You step in and it smells like well-oiled leather and freshly smithed steel. Along the walls, you can see all
I'm
the
sorry, I gotta-
armor and weapons.
Hey,
Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry, I gotta go. I didn't hear any of that. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Things just got a lot easier to accomplish, so let's continue.
Oh, that's not nice.
It's funny though.
Because it helps if I appropriately tag someone like that. There we go. Okay.
Do you want to keep going?
I am
Do you want to keep going?
outrageously bothered by the fact that it changed tag colors. Really bothers me.
Yeah, they changed your I don't have an icon color too. You're green. It used to be blue, and that's just for me.
But you're always green.
You were always blue.
The pin is blue.
What are you
Are we talking
talking
about in chat?
about?
No, he
In
was
chat.
not always blue. He was green, and they changed briefly to blue, and I was very annoyed by it and talked about it. Now he's back to
He's
green.
literally always been blue to me.
No, he's been green to me, and then he was like navy
He's always
for a
been
couple
green.
days.
Well, clearly,
Yeah.
you're all wrong.
Is this ever discovered Cog is colorblind?
I'm not
Cat is
colorblind.
colorblind. Let's have a conversation about this.
I'm not colorblind because I have been officially tested, and I wouldn't have been able to go into my profession if I were colorblind.
Cog has questionable judgment with color.
They just hold up two charts, which one is brown, and then they let you in.
Which one's the bad guy? That one. All right, you're good.
Alright, well, Davi will spend a few minutes just poking at the books in Jackie's room, just because they're interesting.
It's fairly standard military fare, both tactics and strategy books. You actually managed to catch a few books covering large dwarven battles and the. Can you hear my dog sawing logs
No,
behind
you
me?
can't hear her, but she's loud.
Jesus.
Anyway. Boris. But you do.
You managed to catch a couple of books with titles that hint towards dwarven expansion into the Underdark. A lot of it's history that you've heard of, but perhaps not done the analysis of the military campaigns.
Davi will take one of those and one of the racy novels as she sees it and say, okay, let's go find Leo.
Couples beard trimming. How-to guide.
Okay, say it now.
Good
I-
night, Dad.
Oh,
night, buddy.
that's
Sure.
good.
Night night.
His whole face.
That's you.
Tattoo.
No, that says.
Dad's not in the picture because he's beside you.
That's me.
Easily confused.
All right. Good night. Go to sleep now.
Good
Good night.
There are worse people I could be confused for. To be clear.
A daddy, just not his daddy.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Leah.
a fair point.
Hey, I'm back.
And you can tell that because I look exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. Primary characteristic.
Everything okay, Leah?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Bunky, eat some kibble. So, I'm very sorry, but when we knocked on Jackie's door, I missed everything from that because I got called. So, I don't know what we're doing or where we're at.
You and
Either do any of us.
You and Davi have walked into the room. Davi has kind of scoured the bookshelves, and you see her pull a couple of books off the shelf, kind of tuck them under her arm.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
In
And we
Jackie's
talked to
room?
Asher.
Yes, Jackie is standing there. We haven't determined whether he's wearing clothes or not.
Okay, so Davi took books off the shelf without just randomly took them, or I don't know.
She
how I
asked him
missed
if what his place looked like, and he invited you all in.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's shoplifting.
No, I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna take these and see if they remain when we step out. I'm curious.
Can I take a quick scan? Anybody care if I take a quick scan of the shelves and see what kind of
Go for it.
books I see? I'm looking specifically maybe for books about this island or any kind of atlases or maps or any kind of anything like that?
So if you browse these shelves, it's all about the prime material plane and the Sword Coast at that. Very specific to
We're going to Baldur's Gate.
where you guys are from.
Okay, so nothing new under the sun. Basically, not anything that would be of interest.
Nope.
Either in the Feywild or in this particular.
It focuses on military campaigns, military history,
Okay.
high-level strategy. A couple of them are about the notional employment of flying machines.
In fact, Jacob, it's just from browsing. You find that you're at least familiar with all of these titles. You've come across them at some point or another. Nothing strikes you as
Because he
particularly
built the rooms from our memories.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy. Okay.
Yeah, well,
We'll
you know,
find
he's
Leo.
a creepy douche, so it's...
All right, so we go to find Leo. Does Davi? Oh, I would love to know if Davi keeps her
Did
book.
you just leave Jacobs' room without saying anything to him?
No,
He's collected, stole all his
She
books
took
and
some
left.
You kicked his door down, stole his books, and left, and had no conversation with him at all. Is that the
How he knew.
character
I guess.
perspective?
That's how he
thought
knew it
there
was
was
really-
conversation that I missed.
It was
no
mostly about Scar's
conversation.
colorblindness.
That's how he knew it was really them.
I just thought it was conversation that I missed. Okay, so we're gonna talk to Jackie. Be like, hey, Jackie, do you think that what do you think about this? Do you think that we should try to stay together instead of being separate in this place?
Yeah, we should go find Leo.
I think that's an excellent idea, and also probably Rafferty as well.
Yeah.
So let's go do that. We're gonna go find Leo now. We've had a conversation about it.
Bobby's gonna watch and see if the books remain when they step out of the room.
So you step out, and the books seem to be in the same shape that you took them off the shelves in. They don't change at all.
Interesting. I'll just tuck them not in the bag of holding, but a different bag. Just a normal bag.
Skadoosh.
All right.
So,
Go to Leo's
Leo, you are sitting astride your rocking donkey.
Yes.
Uh,
Leo sitting slowly rocking, sobbing.
He's lovingly petting
Why
his
are you-
rocking donkey.
It's rocking back and forth.
That thing is
Oh,
totally
that's
going
right.
in the
Your
bag of
donkey
holding.
died. I forgot your
Yeah.
donkey died.
That was Cog's mandatory nod for the scene.
That was the one thing that had to happen.
We started talking about this, and he goes, "Please let me put a rocking donkey in Leo's room." And I was like, "Sure."
My life is
So
complete.
awful.
You hear a soft knock on the door.
I was gonna say, are they in my room? I don't know if they see me. I don't know if they're just kicking in the
I
door,
mean, they
stealing my
basically
book
kick in
too,
the
or
door. They're just gonna steal your shit. So do what you will.
come in.
Are you okay, Leo?
So you open the door into the excessively lavish room. You think the chandelier might be made of gold.
Is it screwed in, or?
It's taller than you are.
The portable
I mean,
hole.
is it this 6 by 10 foot, or?
Yeah, I'm sure robbing our host is a good idea. He's not known for being vindictive at all.
He owes us. A chandelier, mostly.
So you all just stand there awkwardly in
Give them a
in
second.
Leo's room.
Oh.
No, I think we
Well,
all stand
Davi
there.
asked if he was okay, and he hasn't answered yet.
I said I'm fine.
Why are you sitting in here crying?
It's a little much.
While you play on a child's toy.
Take that back.
I won't, but we're thinking that we need to stick together. We don't really need to be separated.
Yeah, I
What are
think we
your
should-
thoughts about?
I was looking forward to not sleeping next to you for the first time in 4 months, but sure. We can do that. There's
Well,
a corner
I mean,
over there you can lay in.
you're welcome to stay by yourself if you don't want the safety of the group. I mean, but then we can't take any responsibility for what may happen to you.
Well, let's go over the basics here. He wanted to kill us, we'd be dead. He wanted to hurt us, we'd be hurt. So I'm gonna sleep in my bed.
Well, we should probably gather up Rafferty and then regroup on what we want to do. What our plan is.
Maybe we'll have to stay in here. Remind me kind of like what I know that his room is lavish. Are there like a lot of chaise lounges and all this kind of nonsense?
There's some very plush chairs
Like-
sitting around.
And the rugs are particularly plush. Like it makes you want to take your shoes off and just rub your toes in.
Don't.
They're very
There's a strength shoe sound policy in my room.
It's got a very, very thick padding underneath it.
Shoes on sounds
Okay,
terrible.
I mean worst case scenario, we sleep in here if Leo just really won't leave the room.
Yes. Not in my bed though.
We lost Felix.
One person bed.
There he is.
He's back.
I don't care whose room we stay in, except I'm not staying in mine. So,
Well, you're welcome.
I have a
I'm
treehouse,
sure there's
right?
servants. You can get little, finger foods.
but let's get Rafferty. We can either.
Alright.
Does somebody want to go get him and bring him back here, or
Oh, everyone else gets the committee. I get, does someone want to go?
whose room do we want to stay in?
We're pretty sure you don't have books in your room, so. It's not as tempting.
Yeah, I mean Jackie's room has lots of reading.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Give
I
feedback.
can hear myself. Abort.
I think we're good now.
Well, I can't hear two of you now, so I guess we should go get Rafferty. I'll go get Rafferty. I'll go knock on his door.
My noted friend and confidant, Gearlith,
So-
will come and fetch me.
I know.
You hear a soft knock on your door, not Jacobus, Rafferty, and then the large shadow that's been circling your aquarium for a while actually turns and swims away, and the dripping stops.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna look at that. I'm really well. Clearly, someone he doesn't want to see that is here. So I assume I can trust this person. I open the door.
Okay. I'm not going to go in. I'm just going to be like, we've talked about it. We think that we need to stay together as a group. And I think that we're going to stay in Leo's room because it seems most comfortable for the whole group. Do you want to come and join us?
I'm sure his room is better than my room now.
Erlith, his room is beautiful, in a word. The reef, the collection of fish, both Fey and the standard fare that are kind of coursing around. You've never seen anything like this. It's like living on the seafloor.
I'm going to give him a little bit of side eye, and I'm going to kind of glance meaningfully around.
Is the carpet completely dry?
Are you walking over?
That in the room generally that I've been in for half an hour.
I mean, in where you are, the carpet is absolutely dry. You'd have to investigate the spot where the dripping was to determine that.
Okay. I'm like, yeah, my feet are still leaking water. This is dry carpet. Don't believe anything you see in here. He's an asshole. We go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess so. All right, let's go to Leo's room then.
Ha. Ha.
So, just as you leave,
I'm very confused.
Rafferty, you hear a thump behind you, and you can see the large fin of an enormous shark swimming away. Just as
I just kind of, I go, yeah, All right, let's go ruin Leo's room, because I'm sure there'll be no repercussions for us not doing what we were supposed to do.
Well, I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable for us not to want to be separated in a strange place with a strange person, and I mean, totally normal. So,
Archfey completely known for being reasonable.
well, but we aren't Archfey, so I guess that maybe it'll just be a little bit quirky. Let's go.
So you make your way across the hallway and return to Leo's room, you said?
Yep.
So you return to the well overdone, very plush room.
We're going to be able to convince Leo to tiny hut us up in this room.
I bet he would. No, because you can't leave the tiny hut, can you? You can? We need a tiny hut.
We don't. It's probably Rafferty being overly cautious, but...
A minor illusion of very, very tiny hut.
An even more... A useless hut.
It's a 5-foot cube.
Here. There's a tiny hut. One of you can fit inside of it.
Keep all up.
So you're all just standing
Alright.
around and
Well, we're gonna get
Leo's
settled in, and I don't know if anybody has anything they want to say or chat about. I mean, he seemed all too jolly to have us here, and I know that the walls have ears, so...
Of course he's jolly to have us here.
Do they?
We're going to do something he wants done.
Well,
You can't just say the walls have
I-
ears in a place like this. They might actually have ears. Go look.
I mean, I believe
You'll
they
find a
have ears.
comfy chair and curl up in it.
Is there any change to Leo's room now that Rafferty's here?
No.
All right, he'll get me when you guys are sleeping. It's kind of like a Friday the 13th scenario, except I'm always awake for it. It's fine.
So, this girl that he wants us to find, I don't understand. Why? I mean, do we need to see her rooms or any of her information, or see if she has any books or journals or
All of the
anything
above.
like that?
All of the above.
We need to ask for that in the morning before we try to take off. I would also like to know more about where we're going, if we can possibly manage it, other than knowing that it's a sprawling city, right? It's like a...
Yes, from what you can see from the balcony.
And it's very strictly quadrant off, so there's like
Oh, yeah.
one
And in the
section
north,
yeah.
the buildings are purple, and in the west, they're...
I mean, you did see it from before. Looking down,
Yeah.
you're looking like pretty much right underneath you was this purple section, and then there's another section where the roof seemed to be, and the flags were predominantly red. Another area where it was black that will appear as dark gray on your map because black looked really bad.
Well, I think we should talk to this guy. I can't remember his name. Sorry, Hector or whoever.
Hector.
And see what we can learn about the town and the different areas and why they're fighting and what they're fighting over.
Prestige.
If we think that she's
Favor.
maybe gone down there. I have a couple of spells. I mean, I could try to, if we rest tonight, I can memorize. I can do locate object if we know she's wearing something, or if there's something that she usually wears that's unique, but it's only going to show it within 1,000 feet of me. And then I can do locate creature since we know her name. But
Well,
once again, that'll do 1,000 feet of me.
well, if we can get down to the general area, we might be able to pick her out, because I have a feeling that navigating this city is not going to be as simple as it could be. Especially since we're unaffiliated. Do you want to pick a place and start and try to... How do we... I mean...
Well, I think we need to find out a little bit more information about
how do we blend in down there? Because,
We're not
we don't
gonna.
really want...
We
I
just
don't
didn't
want to
even
stick
try.
out too bad if we can help it.
Okay.
We were very far up from that city, right?
Just Yes, just a real quick note because it may affect you picking spells, Davi. In order to use locate creature, you have to have seen the creature close up within 30 feet at least once. So you would just know that likely won't work just because you haven't seen her before, just so you don't like take it tomorrow and then, be lost a spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah, just before you pick spells. Because you would totes know that.
Alright. I mean, we could ask Hector if there's anybody that's seen it. I mean, if you see it, like, if somebody made an illusion of her, would that be enough to do it?
I think if
Can
somebody
you
did
make an
illusion-
Arcana intelligence check, please?
Did that roll? There you
Mhm.
go.
So you believe it might work, but you've never tried it before. You know that locate object is more of a... It's more attached to the actual presence of things and being able to... It's almost like tracking, but with the remaining aura of things.
She's talking about locate creature.
Locate creature?
Yes.
Well, both of them have that same requirement.
So, I mean, the same goes for both of them. You've never done it before with an illusion, but
It seems like it might work. It might be worth a shot. It's a good theory.
I think we should try to find Hector before we sleep, because if that can't happen, then there's no point in me memorizing those spells. So maybe we can see if we can find Hector and ask some of the questions and stuff and then get some rest. I mean, we could also go ahead and take a look through her room before we rest. Guys, I can't talk a lot, so somebody speak.
I demand it be tap.
I'm sure. Whatever above.
Yeah, we can go check out her room.
Is it nighttime now, or like we supposed to be long resting, or do we have like some time to like do some?
When you came in from the balcony, the sun was getting lower in the sky, maybe like 4 or 5, but it wasn't quite night yet. It's early in the evening. You've been maybe another hour since then, so.
Are we supposed to go to like a dinner or something as well?
you already attended the dinner.
Did we already attend? Okay. See, it's been a while. Okay. Did we eat stuff? Surely we didn't eat stuff. Did we eat?
I don't know. You can decide if you ate or not. I don't remember if people specify.
Fucked either way. I ate everything that looked good.
Let's find Hector.
I'm curious who else ate. I would say Earlith probably wouldn't. So hard for me to decide whether she would have or she wouldn't have, because Leah would not have. Leah would have been like, "Nope, this is some fake shit, and I don't like it." I don't know.
Why is Leah making
Alright.
decisions my character? I don't understand this.
So, you guys go out into the hall, and before Hector told you, if you need me, just call. So, who calls him?
I'll do it.
Okay.
He doesn't have to respect me. He certainly doesn't. So
Okay. So you just start calling for Hector, and he mentioned before that the hall's echo, and it's a pretty small mansion. You call, and it takes a little bit of time, but eventually you do hear the slow but steady, promising good thunk of Hector making his way down the hall towards you. Which is your cue, Hector.
I don't remember his voice.
It's okay. Just be
It's kind of like Lurch.
He sounds like Gordon the Ram, from what I can recall.
I don't think that's true. Did you need anything?
Good choice.
We want to be taken to the woman we're tracking. We want to see her rooms before we sleep for the night.
Right. Just follow me down here. I guess, is the whole group in tow?
Yeah.
Okay, so he kind of walks you down 2 or 3 corridors. It's interesting in that you don't remember seeing them because he's taking you the way you came, but the corridors are absolutely different than the ones you came down to arrive to your rooms.
I'll go check and make sure the books are still there.
You still have the books. They seem to be in the same condition and quality that you had them in.
I was just curious. So, along the way, would one of you please question him about the town and the factions and what they fight over and what we need to know for investigating it?
Yeah, Earlith will ask him questions about that, like, because...
No. You don't say you'll ask questions about that. You literally have to ask him the question.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask questions about kind of layout of the city, where he recommends we should go first.
So you have
Let's have a conversation.
I mean, it's kind of like
We're role playing.
So
you have a conversation. Start.
Yeah. So do you think? What can you tell us about? Sort of where is there like a central location down there in the city where we should maybe start?
Yes, and he as he walks down, his peg leg thumping against the stone. He goes, the best place for you to go to really see who's who and have anything that's good to eat will be the Busted Bottle. It's a tavern in the Heathens district.
In the what district?
Or when he bangs on the door.
Heathens.
I'm sorry, I still didn't catch that.
Heathens.
Heathens? Like a heathen?
Yep.
Or a haven? Okay.
Heathen. Like a... I don't know.
Sorry, my accent gets in the way.
Like a blasphemous person, a heathen,
Yes.
something like that. Yeah, okay. Is there like a neutral area in the city? Is that the neutral area?
I don't know that I can say that there's really any neutral area. If there is one, you're standing in it.
Right. Oh no, I got it. Okay. And this is in the Heathens district. And what color flags do the Heathens wave?
Well, the Heathens are they'll usually raise a purple flag on their mast.
Purple. Gotcha. And
he goes and turns another corner as you go. And again, you swear you've never seen this hallway. It's decorated with a collection of turtle shells of various sizes, both standard and fantastical, as you go down.
What are I know that the different factions of the city down there fight, and that that seems to be quite the entertainment for the island. Do they fight about anything in particular, or just everything? Are there some things that we should avoid to try not to get embroiled with that, since we really are trying to find this girl?
Well, it really depends on each of the factions, but it's kind of an interesting interaction between them. They're not always fighting, but there's always a fight going on.
Interesting.
And really,
there
it's
any
all a
car-
push and pull for territory and whatnot. They've been deadlocked for quite a while now.
I see. Okay. Is there somebody that we should talk to? I mean, is there anybody that you would recommend who would like have some information or who might be good to chat with?
Just in general?
Well, no, I guess somebody who maybe hasn't talked to you, though you suspect that they might know something, or, is there
I
anybody
mean,
that you think?
down there, everybody knows something. But the problem is that something comes with a price. I haven't really been down to the city in quite a while. I usually just bounce between here and the dock.
Right.
It's a
Well,
it's a
so
little lively
nobody's
for someone as old as I am.
so nobody's gone looking for her yet, then, at all.
Well, I didn't say all that.
Preliminary.
Who went looking for her?
I mean, a place like this, you want to make the Admiral happy. I imagine there are quite a few people looking for her.
So what are they all? What all are the districts?
So you got the Heathen District up north.
In the purple.
Right. You've got the Blades down to the southeast. And then you have the Ravagers on the west inside their little walled city.
What were the colors on those?
The Blades they fly the black flag because, they're real traditional. And the Ravagers are all about the red flag. I'm sure it's some kind of reference to blood or something like that. They're maybe a little dramatic.
It all sounds a little dramatic to me.
I mean, do each of them have a different
Leader?
ideology, or are they just fighting over territory, like you said, or?
I mean, everyone's got an ideology. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I would probably wager a guess that none of you in your little group, your crew, would have the same ideology, right?
Well,
I don't
no,
know that you
but-
describe me as having an ideology.
Yeah, I've heard plenty about that.
But I mean, just as a people, or as
Well,
an organization, I guess.
I mean,
Are they fighting over ideas or just territory?
well, around here, territory is favored. So, the closer you can get into favor with the Admiral, the better you could do, the more you get invited to do, and the more spoils you can get. And really, the only way to do that is to have a larger crew. So, there's a pretty aggressive recruitment campaigns and various methods of making sure your crew is the largest.
Are we gonna need to
Interesting.
worry about being pressed into service?
I mean, how fast can you run?
Jeez. What is there a way that is there a way that we can
I'm just kidding. You're outsiders. They're not going to want anything to do with you.
so they're going to know, well, that's not going to bode well for us being able to find somebody.
Well,
Not
I mean,
necessarily.
it's just like anything else in the world. You can't just kick in the door and start asking questions.
Well, no,
I mean,
of
you
course,
can,
but
it's just an
the more insidery we get, the less they're going to want to,
Not
the more we're in.
necessarily.
I mean,
But-
I wouldn't.
I'll be honest. From the looks of you, this isn't your first sailing trip, so I imagine you'll figure something out.
No, we've definitely been through some things.
Are
Alright.
any of them hostile to outsiders?
I mean, I wouldn't say out and out hostile. Probably depends on the time of day or who you look at cross-eyed.
Interesting.
So was there any of these factions that she favored?
You know, to be honest, I don't know. She spent enough time wandering around down there, but I never heard anything about anything other than the fights she watched or the struggles between the crews down there.
How valuable is she to the Admiral?
I mean, I don't know about that. She kind of. I mean, I raised her. She pretty much ignored her existence for
Let me
the grand
rephrase
majority
the
of her
question.
life.
Allow me to rephrase. Should her well-being not have been guaranteed, should she had come to harm, how inconvenient is that for the Admiral?
Make a persuasion check, please.
Ooh, I might be good at that. We shall see. Yeah, boy.
Ooh.
So Hector seems uncomfortable for a moment, and he continues. Actually, he seems uncomfortable and then stops at a door and pulls a large ring of keys out of his pocket and opens them up. And he looks Rafferty right in the face and goes, "Try not to get into the Admiral's personal business."
Oh, you misunderstand the reason for the question. I'm trying to determine how valuable making someone seem at fault for harm coming to her would be for a rival. She's potentially valuable to those factions vying for approval down there.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know
last
that I have
thing-
a real answer to that.
Well, your face said enough.
He kind of shrugs and sweeps his hand of the room. Airlith, the room looks remarkably. Oh, sorry. Go. Sorry.
Here, the room actually bears a striking resemblance to yours. You go in, and it is this vast forest scene. This one, though, rather than resembling the Prime Minister plane, is very clearly of the Feywild. And it looks, the trees are much greener than they were in the parts of the Feywild that you've been to. Very vibrant, very hot here. There's a beautiful spring that's like in the middle, that's kind of like trickling through the room and then kind of vanishing off into the distance. You don't notice there is a single wardrobe that seems to be like built into a tree over to your left. Like another tree that's got a number of like tiny doors that are all kind of notched into it. Not a whole lot of possessions from what you can tell, and much like yours, there is a series of branches that leads up into like a bed canopy up high.
What does the girl look like? I'm saying the girl because I don't know her name. I assume we know her name. I'm gonna ask Hector, what does she look like? I mean, like, can you give us a really good description?
Oh, well, I mean, I have to tell you, from the moment I held her, I've never seen anything like her. She's got green skin and pointy ears, like some of the elves I've seen, and this shock of purple hair. Seems like every time you cut it, it just grows back the next day. I've never seen anything like it.
Like,
So it's the spring court through there, or perhaps the summer court, is what it's based on.
yeah, that's what I want to know. Given the area, I know that what I'm looking at, this forest I'm looking at, is not an autumn court or winter court.
No, it's
right?
canon now. It's canon.
Her hair is green.
No, it's fucking purple.
Her hair is green.
I forgot the
Please carry
picture. I don't have a visual memory.
on. Her hair is green. Please continue.
Are you gonna
She's
have
got
to
purple
Photoshop?
flowers. No, we're not
Oh.
photoshopping. It's green. It's
hair's
more.
So her
Green
hair's
skin.
green.
Yes.
Skin's
sorry.
green, hair's
Okay.
green, purple flowers in her hair.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there anybody who could make an image of her that I could see?
I don't think it'll work on seeing an image of someone.
Like an illusion?
I mean, I don't have any.
Yeah, but
kind
I
of
would like to
power
be able
that.
to see her.
I could charcoal you something out, but I don't know that's gonna help you. I don't even know if the Admiral's seen her in the past couple of years now.
So there's nobody here that has any arcane means to make an illusion of her.
I mean, the Admiral can do all kinds of illusions, but.
But if he
they're
hasn't
really only
seen
two
her,
up
then
here.
that's... All right, so she's got green skin, and but to me, this forest is one, very clearly Feywild, and two, very clearly not Autumn or Winter Court, correct?
Yes, from what you can gather. You have never, your experience with Eldrin and the Autumn Court have always been orange, like kind of red, yellow, golden, and then the Winter Court. I don't know if you've seen any Winter Court Eldrin.
They haven't seen any Eldrin, but they've seen the Winter Court.
Yeah.
We have seen Eldrin.
Winter Court Eldrin?
Not I don't know about Winter Court, but we have seen Eldrin in general, because we saw
Yes.
Eldrin
But
at
you
the,
haven't
at
seen
the
the Winter Court Eldrin.
But I mean, you can
Yeah.
derive that the Winter Court Eldrin are likely not green, just from your experience. And you have seen the Frost Friends, but he's white, so you know white Eldrin exist.
Were there any portraits or paintings done of her?
I mean, Admiral collects all kinds of things, but he's not much of an artist. And really, he didn't talk about her much. In fact, I don't know that he noticed her much.
While Davi's kind of talking to him, I'm gonna fall back a little and, just kind of, because I would have been standing there sort of talking to him, but I'm gonna kind of step back away and kind of ask Rafferty, does this feel like when you were in the Spring Court? Because didn't Rafferty come from the Spring Court? I thought he did.
Mm-mm.
I thought he
Is that there? You
did.
can ask
Okay.
her.
Seznag left for the Spring Court in theory when we had to get rid of him. But Rafferty was dropped into the Autumn Court.
Oh, that's where the Spring Court stuff came in. Okay.
Yeah.
Bummer. Okay.
Really find that guy again.
He and Congroff living it up. Their timeshare.
I'm sorry I missed all those sessions. He had much better dice rolls than Rafferty, but Rafferty is a much more interesting character.
That is true.
Yeah.
Rafferty has lots of interesting storylines.
Did she have anything that she wore on a regular basis that she'd likely have with her? Anything unique, or
I mean,
like a locket, or
she's got her wardrobe back there in the corner, but she didn't really. She wasn't much for jewelry. She didn't really keep much either.
there was nothing that she wore on a regular basis that she'd likely still have with her?
I mean, I didn't exactly sort through her belongings when she left, but since the Admiral wants you to look for her, you're free to kind of sort through her room here.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
I think it'll
take
be
a
much
look
more
around,
useful to sort through your knowledge than this room.
I think so as well.
I've told the Admiral this before, but you're not exactly my type.
That's so gross. You knew her better than any. You were close to family.
I mean, I raised her, but that doesn't mean she wasn't a mystery to me too. I didn't even know where she came from.
Hector's immortal, right? He's not a.
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
He's human.
Is he a warlock?
You don't know.
Have you been here a long time?
Ugh. I mean, I stopped counting after the first 60 years or so. Certainly been a while. But I guess time doesn't pass here like things normally do back home.
Right.
Avi will just start searching through her room while they're talking.
Yeah. I'm gonna look around. Since this is kind of like a forest setting, I'm gonna kind of look around and see if there are any tracks or indications where she may have traveled within the room.
So, as you all kind of enter the room, Hector kind of looks around to see if there's any final questions and starts to move away down the hallway. Eventually, you stop hearing
Yeah. Do you
his-
mind if we take a look in here for a few minutes?
Take your time. You can find your way back to your room. Just think about where you're going, and the hallways will arrange themselves to what you need.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna need a buddy to move with me at all times.
so what exactly are you looking for, Eurolith?
I'm looking to see if she's maybe got a little hidey hole or just places within the room that she frequents. That I could maybe look for items that it may have been secreted or journals or anything like that.
Roll an investigation check for me.
Avi's gonna look through and just try to get a sense of what she's like and
Okay. So, as you guys begin to go through things together, you begin to find that, while you kind of got the feeling that Hector was being evasive and not overly helpful,
Seriously, it was a 21.
You kind of begin to understand why he didn't seem to have a lot of information to offer. This doesn't strike you so much as someone's personal bedroom as much as like maybe a hotel room. She doesn't seem to have a lot of possessions. As you open up like the wardrobe and the tree, she has tons of beautiful dresses of a wide variety of styles, some of which you don't even recognize. They've come from cultures that you've never experienced. But most of them are in excellent condition, almost as though they have been rarely worn, if ever. As you go over and you look in some of the little cubbies that are in the trees, you do find different items, like a couple of pairs of trousers. These have been worn a bit, they've got dirt on the knees. A couple of blouses that strike you as almost cliche pirate-esque. You also find a number of bandanas, actually in each color, red, black, and purple. You find a dagger and a pouch that has a few gold coins in it, but nothing that strikes you as like identifying. She doesn't seem to have anything very personal. Like you don't find any kind of like trinket, like maybe an heirloom piece of jewelry or a religious emblem or anything. She has these little mementos stored away that you can assume came from her journeys in the city, but there does seem to be a massive question mark regarding who is this girl, almost as though maybe she herself doesn't know. There's just this kind of anonymity to her whole existence.
So I have a question out of character.
Yes.
When we were in the hag's room, Breeza's room,
Yes.
when we first came into the Feywild, we looked into, and I can't remember if it was the mirror or if it was, there was like something that had some memories in it or something, and we saw somebody kidnapped in one of those. I thought.
It wasn't the thing. It was Cag traded his memory of the Demigorgon for the eyewitness account or eyewitness memory of that kidnapping or whatever.
Yes, and Cog did describe to you an image of a dryad that was carrying a small baby, and the dryad watched as she just bolted through the autumn woods, blending from tree to tree, running straight through them. And there was a baby cradled in her arms. And she handed that baby off to another dryad.
Did Cag describe anything about the baby having green hair or...
Yeah, the baby.
Yes, the baby did have green hair.
Oh, they're
See,
on
I've been
to
telling
you.
I've been telling you since last time that this girl was that baby.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, Davi will bring it up. I think, guys, I mean, y'all remember what Cag described
Yeah.
to us.
I've been
And
thinking the same thing.
I don't. I wasn't there.
I think this child may be that child.
I also think that, and have been. It's been tickling my mind a bit.
Now I'm wishing he were here.
Always.
Well,
Uh,
Davi would wish that anyway, but okay. That's gonna
Why I
define
definitely
how
should
I
have
take
stolen
him.
something of his for the bag too. That would have been so great because I totally wouldn't have said anything. He could have been summoned at the dinner. It would have been fantastic.
well. Interesting.
Alright, some of this is defining. I'm changing spells as I go that are going to be the spells I memorize.
Yep.
Because that way,
No worries.
because this is defining what I'm taking for spell. Well, we'll give another look through. If there's those. Is there any, like in those bandanas, are there any of the hair, any strands of hair or anything like that?
Roll an investigation check for me.
That's a good question. I didn't think about that.
I don't know why it rolled advantage. I'm sorry.
So that was a 10?
It was a
I guess it was-
19 though. Was the first one, so the 20 is correct.
You go.
So, you kind of sort through the bandanas and look through them carefully. And as you're kind of like running your eyes over the threads, trying to see if there's any hair embedded in it, you kind of you feel a bit defeated as you don't see anything, but you put down the bandanas and you realize just under them you see a single strand of a curly green hair.
Davi's gonna collect that and very carefully package it away to put away for now. And then on the dagger, are there any signs of blood or anything, or does it look like it's been used, or is it just?
It doesn't seem to. It actually looks very pristine. I mean, it's a little rusted. It strikes you as like an older dagger. Okay, I guess to be fair, it has definitely seen use at some point. It's not like a brand new dagger. The edges aren't perfectly sharp, but it doesn't have any sign of recent use. There's definitely no blood. Not even like it's actually got some kind of an ornate handle, and kind of looking at it, you don't see anything that maybe didn't get quite cleaned off or anything. Roll a history check for me. Then it's a nice dagger.
Alright. Davi will wrap that up and take it too for now. Guys, I don't know of anything else really here.
I don't either. This is a very strange room. If this is the room she was raised in, I mean,
Well,
where are
based
her
on the
childhood
bandanas and
mementos?
all, I think but they told us she visited all the places, so obviously she's got some interest in appearing like a pirate for one of those things, or maybe for each of the factions, or maybe she's fought on all sides at one time or another. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it just seems strange that if this is the rooms that she stayed in, I mean, where are the childhood mementos and toys and things that she surely would have been given as a, a protected
You didn't
ward?
feel at home here.
Even who would have given her these things?
Well, Hector would have for sure.
Hector.
Yeah, but
Hector may have meant well, but may not have understood being a parent.
I don't think she considered this to feel like home. So,
Can't say I blame her.
no.
But it would have been the only home she knew. She came here as a baby.
That doesn't mean she felt at home here. She knew she didn't fit. She doesn't look like anybody else. I think she probably felt like an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think we should go and get some rest. And then we start searching. And I think,
Yeah.
given a lot of this, I think she's probably... Maybe they all dress like pirates down there. I don't know. If not, I'd say starting at each dock area is probably a good place to start.
Yeah, well, we should definitely go to the Busted Bottle first. It's the only place that we were given by name. So,
Yeah.
maybe we can find some people who, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's go there and see.
Yep. Okay.
So do you guys head back to Leo's room?
I guess so. I mean, what time are we at now? After all this.
You're not sure. There are no windows here. I mean, in her
I mean, how do we feel? Do we feel like we've put in a full day and it's time to rest, or what is the deal?
You've spent a lot of time walking today.
I mean, you could probably rest if you wanted to at any point. just given how much footwork you guys do in a day.
I don't know about you, but I can rest more than 8 hours a day.
It's always quitting time for you guys.
And I think...
I love how you accept that where other DMs berate us for it.
I think that you guys stay where you're comfortable. But I'm not staying in my room. I'll stay in Leo's.
I don't believe there's anywhere in this city that's going to be comfortable for me.
I mean, I don't care. I just think we should stay together. My room is like this room, but more like it's on the prime material plane. This is definitely a spring or summer court forest. This is not like the forests we have seen here so far.
Alright. We'll go back to Leo's, I guess.
DM question. I don't recall offhand, but is the Admiral tolerated on both sides of what is the river?
The Severance. So you don't
The
know. Notably, the Admiral is blue. He definitely has a sea-like tone as opposed to, the foresty other Eldrin you've encountered. You have gathered from your time in the Encore that tolerated is exactly the word. People have noted that he seems to hold the favor of the Queen of Air and Darkness, and that's why he gets away with everything he gets away with. I don't know. I think you guys discussed the Admiral on the previous island when you ran into the Spring Eldrin, and he didn't seem fond of him. But you don't know if that was political or personal.
Why not?
Right. Well, I seem to recall when we talked to the Fox girl, though, that she told us about his travels back and forth somewhere, but I couldn't remember where the back and forth was.
I honestly don't remember.
I just didn't know if he had ties on both sides, and that's why he would have been chosen as a protector, or...
I don't know that you know at this point. I don't know that you have enough information on the Spring or Summer Court to... I mean, even if she had said he traveled back and forth, I mean, it would be your choice to take the word of random fox stay in the woods, but you at least haven't had enough encounters or enough knowledge of any potential ties that he has in the Spring Court to really feel solid in his political standing with the Steely Court.
But we do know that the Frost Prince was very interested in him. At the Autumn Courts, when we saw
Was he?
the Autumn Queen, I think when we were talking about him, he took particular interest. Wasn't it about the Admiral, or was it something
I
else?
think he did. I think whereas he is normally kind of looking off in distance, at that point he did pause to listen.
He actually paid attention to us when we talked about the Admiral.
Oh, now is not the time, but we should really discuss how creepy that dude is too.
He
I'm
is.
just saying.
It's the Feywild. Everything here is creepy. Everything here is awful.
All right, on to rest.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm fine with Leo's room if
Who's leading the way?
that's where. Earless will, and I'll
Okay.
think very clearly about our hallway, and I'll try to follow kind of the way that what's his face
Roll
brought.
a wisdom check for me.
Did you say you think
Given
very
Rafferty's-
clearly about the hallway? Can you explain how that works?
Given
do you want
Rafferty's
me a
concerns,
survival
Dobby will
or
stay
Nope,
close to him.
wisdom.
Yes,
Okay.
my goal for traversing this hallway is to stick close to Davi and trust that Davi will be sent where she wants to go.
Quick question. Do I get any kind of advantage because of my Wanderer feature?
Nope.
Since it makes me an excellent memory for maps and geography.
Nope.
This isn't geography. This is a House of Mirrors.
Just a check?
Yep. Okay, so you guys start trekking and you walk for 15, 20 minutes. And you finally make it to a hall that looks somewhat like yours, and you open the door and you find yourself in a broom closet. There's run-of-the-mill like brooms and mops and buckets, and it is definitely not Leo's room.
Dobby will go up and, with Rafferty in tow, and start trying to lead the way to Leo's room.
Roll a
I
wisdom
don't-
check for me, Dobby.
Don't think this is your normal.
Well, I know, but I have pretty decent wisdom, and I still.
How do you roll a check?
You have to roll the left-hand side on the.
Yeah.
Oh, where it says ability modifier? Is
stat.
that where I click?
No, up at the top.
But plus, you probably have +5. It says underneath there.
Yeah.
And then as you head off again, things start to look a little more familiar. You pass the turtle shells, you pass the goblets, you pass what you were pretty sure is a case of women's underwear. Keep going, eventually make your way back to the spoons and the other things that you've encountered before, and sure enough, within about 10 minutes, Dobby, you're able to take everybody back to Leo's room.
Rafferty, as you pass your door, you swear you hear the sound of an immense amount of rushing water on the other side of the door.
Yep, not surprised. Not even looking at it. Just nodding. Yes, yep. Asshole.
Do any of us hear it?
Nope.
No, it's personal torture.
I love it.
Is he gripped by the sudden urge to have to go to the bathroom?
Real bad. And there are no bathrooms. Can't find one of them.
Oh. Well,
Sorry, laughing sucks.
Oh,
Um,
honey.
Sorry, guys.
No problem.
No more being funny.
Alright, well, Davia will go in and find the comfy chair she sized up earlier.
Okay.
So, when you enter this time, there's actually a set of bunk beds in a new wing of the room. There's a door to go in there, and there's enough to house you all.
Well, at least we know we haven't displeased anybody by wanting to stay together.
There's even
Or
enough
the-
space for Rafferty.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes when everyone's asleep.
His bed probably has a drip right over it.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, this does bode well for us staying together anyway. I mean, at least until we prove unuseful, we may be useful to him, so hopefully we'll survive the night.
Before we go to bed, though, Davi will do her normal treatment of.
Oh man, I meant
Leo's
to ask
back.
Hector something else, and I got
Do that at night?
distracted with talk about the girls.
I do that in the mornings.
No, better to do it at night before I memorize new spells.
Better do it in the mornings. I have to live with it all day.
I mean, she wants you to live, not be comfortable.
Isn't that the truth?
Okay. Anything else before you guys head to bed? All right.
Then I will.
So is everybody staying in Leo's room?
Yeah, as
Leah's
far as
changed
I
into
know.
her PJs and the floppy hat.
Jackie didn't have
Red
anything
shirt.
to ask or say about the girl or the anything.
No, he's preoccupied with a different topic in his mind.
Damn. Nothing you want to talk about, Jackie?
Not so long as we're in the Admiral's abode.
Yeah, I feel like we maybe can have a more frank conversation elsewhere, as well. So, understandable.
So, you guys all find your respective beds, your bunk beds. Leo, your massive plush king bed with the canopy is still there waiting for you. Maybe if that's what kind of describe it in real descriptions. Anyway, it's nice. You all get into, your comfy clothes and settle down. And your rest is very peaceful, completely interrupted. You're allowed to wake up slowly and naturally. When you do, you find that there's a table in the center of the room that has actually been set up with a continental breakfast. But the sausages aren't questionable meat and subpar. It's actually nice, and it's got eggs and fruit and
Nice.
orange juice, apple
We're at a
juice.
courtyard Marriott.
Biscuits.
They have honeycomb.
Yes. Everything that you could need, jam. And you are ready to start your day. So, break time.
Guess we'll take a break.
Yeah.
We'll reconvene.
Okie dokie. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
Be back in a bit.
Dog, I don't have. Can you use that again? What are you? Oh.
Kibble talking. Come on, my baby. Eat some kibble. You'll feel better. You'll feel better.
Leah's convincing the dog to eat.
Not starving to death usually does that.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Did she eat her kibble?
She's
Yeah, we
thinking
went.
about it. She's been peaked acting because, everybody's been here, and there's been a lot of emotion and stuff, and it's just gotten her off kilter.
I mean, she wasn't on kilter to start with.
Off her kilter, though. I mean, out of her normal. I understand she's not normal. I'm not normal. Whatever makes you think I would have a normal. So this is the first caffeine I've had today is these cups of tea. Last night I stayed up until about, I don't know, 12 or 12:30. And then I had to get up or something. I don't even remember what. Aunt Mel woke me up. And then I went back to sleep until 6:30. And then I got up at 6:30 and I stayed up till like 9:30 kind of because my team had some weekend coverage they had to do, so I was kind of keeping an eye on that a little bit from my phone, just chilling. Because when I got up at 6:30, Aunt Mel and Aunt Julie had not been to bed yet.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
But we hadn't seen Aunt Julie in like 2 years, and they're besties,
Yeah.
and so it's like,
You can still operate in the normal hours. You can go to sleep and pick it back up again.
I don't know. They're still awake in there.
Man.
Since
That sounds very
got up
healthy.
Be
since we
able
got
to
up at
help
noon.
you with the room.
Well, we hadn't got that far. It kind of changed, morphed a little bit. We really needed to see her just because we needed family, but
Yeah.
we're probably gonna do actual things at a later time because that didn't really happen.
Yeah,
How
but
long is she
still.
staying?
I'm so glad she's gotten that time with her.
It's been good to reconnect because we haven't seen her since before the pandemic started.
Man.
I mean, she only lives like an hour and a half away.
Oh, okay. So is she actually staying with you guys?
For the weekend. She's gotta go home tomorrow, but yeah. She's been here since yesterday.
Sounds like that was probably good for both of you and Aunt Mel.
Yeah.
It's been nice, and then Aunt Ann came over this afternoon and had lunch with us and spent the afternoon. Again, she was going to come and help, but it really didn't turn out that way because there's just such a lot of... Aunt Ann lives just the next town over. She's the one who was always coming to take Uncle Keith to the doctor and stuff like that. So she's Uncle Keith's sister. And then Aunt Julie is actually my uncle, Aunt Mel's brother's ex-wife.
Oh. Your family sounds like Hank's
So-
family.
I thought you said your aunt Julie was your uncle. That was a bad
uncle's-
place pause.
My uncle's ex-wife, but we kept her in the divorce.
So, Cog had an uncle who, when he passed, 3 of his ex-girlfriends
3.
came to the hospital to see him, and then to the funeral. They all just chatted and got along.
It's very bizarre.
Oh,
Also
my
correct people.
uncle.
Did I ever tell you about my little sister's senior recital in opera school?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to see how
So
the
my-
segue in the conversation.
No.
relevant.
Give it
I'm
a
waiting
moment.
for
That's
it.
why I'm afraid.
faith. Have faith.
No, I
Have
always
faith.
have faith. That's why I'm
Okay.
afraid.
So my dad had a girlfriend in high school named Vicky Crow, and how do I know about
Just
girlfriends
added
my
her on
dad had
live
in high
right
school?
now.
Because
Yeah, you're streaming.
That's fine. That's fine. This is completely okay. He told enough stories about this individual that we all knew the name. So my sister has her senior recital in New Orleans, and my dad can't make it, which is a shame. So my mom, all my siblings, Caroline, and I go, and this woman is at the church who we think is just a parishioner, right? You know, bringing a covered dish for the college kids recital, and like get to talking, and she goes, "Oh, are you a Teague? I'm Vicky Crow."
Oh, man.
It was the most wonderfully awkward experience of my life. My mom is left to play host to her. She ends up friending Caroline on Facebook to share pictures.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
And everyone she introduces herself to in the family immediately knows who she is. She invited herself to this thing.
Oh, man.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It's totally socially acceptable. I approve.
Yeah, she's definitely the CAG of my dad's ex-girlfriends.
Harsh.
That's true.
Very harsh. Alright, small things that no one gives a shit about. My monitors, my middle monitor and my right monitor are different resolutions. So it used to piss me off when I moved my mouse off of one screen and it wouldn't come out on the same spot on the other screen. There is an app for that. it
Oh my God.
normalizes the pixel transfer, or like the transfer of your mouse across the different resolutions, so that they appear in the same place.
I want to invent time travel and delete that app.
It's amazing.
So
You were
we had
right.
a pleasant long rest. Nothing ill towards happens to Rafferty.
Nope.
Nope.
Sweet. It's because I'm too close to the truth, guys.
You're all good. You wake up the next morning, well rested, delicious
I mean,
breakfast if you eat it.
I didn't sleep, but I'm here.
Just laid there being all sweaty.
Nah, I read my damp, creepy book.
Yeah, I'm real sick of that creepy book.
Listen, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have this creepy book, so I'm gonna get as much knowledge from it as I can.
Oh.
Rafferty's got to start thinking about his next class.
I mean, Warlock, shittier patron. Let's go!
Referee's gonna set up a
old-
job fair, just invite different patrons to see who has the best offer.
Tell me, great old one, why should I serve you? Indecipherable utterings. Go on.
Jesus.
So,
I guess we want to head out to the city. Did we, I guess we should have found out how to get there from here? How to leave the house and everything? We don't even know that.
If you just mark all the broom closets, eventually we run out.
Let's call Hector.
Ollie!
and oddly enough, he comes to Ollie. You guys go out to the hall, and within a short period of time, you hear the kathunk again as Hector makes his way down to you guys. As you back.
We realized that we didn't ask how we leave here and get to down there. Is there a trick of it, or no?
Also, do you just live here? Or you have very close.
That's a lot of questions all at once, but I can show
Start
you
from
to
top.
I can show you to the teleporter to the docks. And yeah, I live here.
How annoying is it to just sit around, hang out in your room, and if somebody comes and yells at you, and you have to walk there all the time?
I'm usually involved in something or other. It's not a bother to me. I'm used to it by now.
That's just sad. I'm sorry.
Maybe.
You know what? You can finish my breakfast in there.
I'll pass, thanks. Not really
What?
into sausage. It's not great for the heart.
Oh, I don't plan to live that long.
Is Hector a vegan? Insight check.
If he was
Yes,
vegan, he
eat
would have
sausage.
told you all about it.
Yes.
Obvious joke is obvious. Okay, well let's head on down. I think that we're ready to kind of go and do a little
Alright,
do a little sleuthing.
You're all ready, I guess?
I'm sorry?
You're all ready?
As ready as we'll ever be, I guess.
Alright, follow me. Turns and starts off down the hallway.
I follow.
And of course, the hallways are long and winding and completely new to you. Eventually, you see the spoon collection, and then the front, the massive front door, and he leads you out into the garden that you'd seen before, and in tile on the floor you see a Leo. It's a clear teleportation circle.
Take
They
you 1
got
minute
runes?
and write it in my book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, has it got runes?
So Hector stands there impatiently, waiting for you to sketch.
Do we all have to be on it within 10 seconds?
It's a permanent teleport circle.
I was referring to when we teleported into the maze.
Oh, yeah. No, not like that. Well, gather around. Don't be
Yeah.
One
shy.
second. One sec.
Is he always like this?
Yeah, he likes to remember things that he sees, so he's always sketching the scenery and stuff.
If you have an extra, I mean, I could draw you too.
No.
Have you had your portrait done?
I'm alright. Despite the fact that I don't get old here, I think waiting for that might make me old.
Well, yeah, we're gonna work on your social banter, but
Are we
The
there yet?
irony.
I don't know. Is it a minute real? Is it a minute real life too? I'd stand there. I don't know. It's just a minute.
Alright. So Leo finishes up. And I presume he goes and stands on the circle. Am I
Yeah,
safe
we
to
go
assume?
stand on the circle.
I stand very close to Hector.
Hector takes an uncomfortable shift away. I told your friend already. You're not my type.
I'm everybody's.
Would
type.
it help you to know that he's part fungus?
I suppose that's a
That
plus for
helps.
me. But I'm gonna pass. And then he reaches into one of his pockets and seems to grab some item in there. And with a snap, you are all standing on the docks down at the mouth of the bay.
Hector there too?
Yep,
So, is there another circle there?
there is.
Because you don't actually have the circle to go through the circle. I don't think so. You know. I take another minute.
Okay, so while Leo stands there and writes the circle into his book, you guys notice that the docks, the water here, just like out where you were before, has turned to glass, and stuck inside the glass are a number of ships, probably somewhere between 10 to 15. Each one flies a different flag, black, red, purple, but they're all like moored like along like in the same, almost like on top of each other. It appears to be like a shared dock. There's actually not a whole lot of people around here right now. There are a couple of like people just like hanging out, but nobody seems to really be working. It doesn't appear to be an active dock at the moment. Nobody's on the ships. It's kind of deserted.
Are we gonna have to walk off this island again?
I mean, perhaps that's the case. Well, which way to go from here to get to
I
the
think you're
busted
muted.
bottle?
No.
I'm not muted.
There you go. No, there you go.
So-
You're not picking it, no.
So
You're still not picking up.
you're kind of standing in front of a wooded area to the north. But you can see a road that starts off northward along a palisade wall. And Hector kind of gestures off at the road that travels north. Well, you follow that north until you hit a square, and then there's a little road that juts out. And you want to follow that up and around until you see it's kind of. You'll know it when you see it. The busted bottle usually has folks of all kinds gathered around outside. You'll hear it well before you see it.
Is the busted bottle is in the Heathens district, but is it more of a common establishment for the three factions?
I mean, all the factions kind of go where they please. It's not an all-out war around here. It's just, good old-fashioned vying for power. Can't do that if you're just killing each other all the time.
Bill can't hear you.
No, why?
There. I don't know.
I can hear you
Can
now.
you hear me?
Now
Yeah.
you're picking up.
Weird. So, Hector, why did the sea turn to glass?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Happened when our guest came around.
Your guess, yes. I found him quite fascinating.
He's
Has
definitely got a.
he been here long?
I mean, he's been here for long enough, I suppose. Several weeks.
Well, I mean, you said you've been here for 60 years. Has he been here for 60 years, or has he been here for...
No, absolutely not. Make for a real bore of a dock if this had been glass all this time.
So the sea's only been glass for a few weeks.
Absolutely. Definitely hasn't been much longer than that.
Are people getting tired of it?
I mean, it makes the rating a little awkward. We haven't really been able to get fresh supplies or loot since it happened, but the Admiral's been otherwise distracted.
So it's not bothering the Admiral.
He and the guest have hit it off quite well.
Would you say that they're each other's type?
They're definitely each other's type.
Uh-huh.
So,
Does Jackie make a face at that? Because I'm definitely watching for his reaction to that remark.
I mean, yeah, he certainly smirks when he says that.
Right.
did your
Interesting.
guest say why the sea turned to glass?
I mean, and Hector kind of hushes down. He's kind of creepy, so I haven't really engaged him in conversation. So no.
I
That's
mean,
understandable.
You're saying we're more your type?
No. What? No.
Leo, leave the poor man alone.
I definitely won't miss him when he's gone. It's just a sad thing to see two stranded ships shooting at each other and then not really being able to maneuver. It kills the tactics of it all.
right, of course.
Did anybody else come with the prince?
And he had his entourage.
Yeah, I think we saw some of his entourage, didn't we?
Yes. You assumed so. You saw some weird creatures coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Are any of them around town?
So,
No, nothing around town. They don't really come much past the docks at all.
the
You
other
don't think
question...
they could have anything to do with the girl?
Can you close the door?
Aren't you gonna dock?
No, sorry, I was letting Leah finish. No, I've
yeah,
never seen any of his group back around here. Never seen him up at the tower. I guess has been the only one that's been up there. Otherwise, they stay off the island.
You said that the sea had been turned to glass since the guest had been here. Is this something that Lear did, or is this something the guest did?
I mean, I don't know. The Admiral does all kinds of things just based on what he likes. I mean, I suppose if you really like looking at yourself suddenly, maybe, a giant mirror might serve you well. I don't do this magic thing.
Right. Of course.
Did the prince know about the girl? Did she meet him?
The prince?
Yes?
Yeah, the guest.
Oh.
I think they said he was a prince.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't known that. Just I would call him the guest because I'm not about to engage in niceties with him.
Right.
But what was the question? Sorry, I hinged on the prince bit.
Did the girl meet him? Does he know, the guest know about the girl?
No, she was gone before the prince ever arrived.
How
So-
long has she been gone?
I think we last determined it was a couple months.
Okay.
When did the demons start showing up in the Feywild? A couple months?
You're asking me?
No, I was talking to the group.
I feel how long we've been in the Feywild? A couple of months now, right?
Time's weird. You haven't had like regular.
I mean, if
sun-ups
we
and
were
downs.
kind of
Been the
right,
same day
but
the whole
we've
time.
had, but we've had rests and stuff. By our reckoning, or do we have a way to reckon?
Roll an intelligence check.
Like, have you been counting?
I mean, we haven't specifically been, but I mean, just
Sure
if we
feels
were.
like it.
Feels like it's been
mean, it
several years.
That is true. It does feel like it's been several years. But you don't know if that's the wear and tear of the experience over actual time.
Alrighty.
Oh.
When y'all think of any other questions for Hector?
No, I guess not. So, if we wanted to come back to see the Admiral, make our way, maybe return the girl, or at least return with word of the girl, because, as I understand, we don't need to make her come with us. We just need to have assurance that she's well and safe and happy, correct? How do we get back?
Can't your artist bring you back?
I don't know. Can our artist bring us back?
No.
No.
Hector seems mildly annoyed at that.
I mean,
I'm
this
just
thing's
drawing. What do you
like-
think this is? I just like pretty pictures.
How's this? I'll meet you here around sundown. When they first start lighting the lanterns at the dock.
Oh, so okay. So we're gonna come back tonight, or
I mean, I
This
suppose
e-
you don't have to. I'll wait around for a while.
okay.
There's plenty
Alright.
of places to stay. The Busted Bottle has a couple of rooms there.
I just wondered if there was a way for us to communicate with you and let you know when we were ready to come back. That way, if we did need to be here for a day or two,
I mean, you could
so that you
yell.
didn't have to sit around waiting at the. Will you hear us if we yell from the dock?
No.
Okay then.
I didn't say it would
And-
work. I just said it's something you could do.
That's
You've been very helpful.
Thanks.
uh, well, no, Davi, would you be able to talk to Hector
Maybe.
here if
Possibly.
if we
Sounds
decided
like
to?
torture.
If I have spells left, yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, even if
Davi's
we had
gonna
to say-
feel. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Leah.
I was gonna say, even if we had to, I mean, that way he doesn't have to come and wait at the dock for us, seemingly no reason, and we can just let him know when we're ready to come back. Is what
He
I was
said he
thinking.
would do it. He said he would come and wait for us. I don't understand why we're making
have-
this more complicated.
Well, because it's fine. It's fine. I'm just thinking it might not take us a day to find her. It may take us a mile, especially if she
He'll
doesn't want to be
wait.
found.
Alright, if you decide you're gonna stay here in town, that's fine. I'll come back every night. It doesn't put me out any. I like hearing the sounds, and it's nice to see those that are young and capable still at work.
Thank you, Hector. Davi's gonna feel. Are those books still in the bag?
Yep.
Sure. This is a personal question. Feel free not to answer if you don't want to.
You're a
but,
little scaly for me. I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right.
What is your type?
You are not my type. It's fine.
His type is the presumptive type.
When you were younger, because you keep mentioning, how you enjoy. Did you spend time down here in the city?
Not here. I was notable in the prime material plane, and I met the admiral on the open sea, and we had our battle when he slid across the veil, and he decided that he was gonna bring me over as his first mate. Been it ever since.
What part of the Primaterial plane?
Cholt, if you've ever been there.
I don't know. Ask Davi. She's been a lot of places, so I really have
Cholt
no idea.
is an island, like a jungle island, off the southeast of the Sword Coast, I believe.
There's no southeast.
It's like a different continent.
Isn't the Sword Coast all to the? Is it all the water to the west? Oh my! I don't know.
Southwest. Excuse me. Sorry.
Unless she's been extensively boating somewhere, she hasn't been there.
Probably not then. I don't sail a lot. Davi will hand him the books back. I'm sorry, I had these because I was reading them. Can you drop them off in the room or whatever?
Yeah. I suppose I'm not much of a librarian, so I don't know where they're gonna go.
Well,
Maybe
I
just
mean,
take them
unless
right to
there's
the
not a
house.
problem for me taking them to read, I didn't mean to keep them.
I mean, I'm sure the Admiral has backup copies. He doesn't leave anything out that he could possibly lose and not have a.
Well, except for this girl.
And Hector casts him a disapproving look. You should really have more respect for those in authority above you.
Oh, I start now.
Thank
Throw
you,
your head back.
Hector,
Well,
for all
wondering
your
like
help.
that.
Happy to help. You just let me know. I'll be here every night as soon as the sun falls behind those cliffs.
Oh, the sun goes up and down here.
Yes.
Interesting. What time of day does it look to be?
It's
Early
morning.
morning. Just like after you've had breakfast and you've headed out, it's starting to crust up over what you now assume to be the east. You also notice as you take this moment to look around, Gerald, that this is, while the colors are brighter here, much as they are in the Feywild, all of the fauna is very familiar to you. It appears very prime material.
Interesting. Do we see any other people around?
There are a couple. There you see a group of 3 men sitting over near some boxes. They all have kind of like aprons on, and their sleeves are rolled up, like very worksman sort of look about them. A couple tools hanging from their belt, but they're not doing anything. They're just kind of sitting around chatting at the moment.
Can I determine the race?
One of them is elven. The other 2 are human.
Interesting. Okay.
Y'all need anything else?
No, I think we're good. We're gonna make a plan and head over to the Busted Bottle and see if we can poke around a little bit, see if anybody's heard of her.
Alright, well, good luck. I'm looking forward to hearing back what you find out.
Yes, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it myself. All right.
He reaches back into his pocket as he stands in the teleportation circle, and you hear a sound as air rushes in to fill in the space that he left.
All right. Well, let's go see what this place is about, y'all.
Where are you heading?
We're gonna head in the direction toward where he told us where the busted bottle is.
Okay, so the busted bottle, he gestured up towards the purplish northern part of the city. As you guys walk along, you notice that the tall wall remains to your left, kind of guarding off that part. You kind of start to take a look around at different things. You look over at the grayish kind of area on your right, you notice a lot of like weapon cases and stuff that are like what's the word I'm looking for? Racks.
Yep. Armorer's rack.
Just be seeing a black square.
No, you should not. You should be seeing
black
that.
square.
That's all I see on my screen.
Yeah, all I see is a black.
Took away
Yeah,
our,
we don't have
took away our vision of it because I could see it early.
Here, I'm pasting a screenshot.
How's that?
Yep.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Some of the people you pass, everybody that you... Are you good?
Yep.
Everyone you pass is a race of the prime material plane. You pass some gnomes, you pass some halflings, occasionally you see like a tiefling or a dragonborn. This is the almost eerily home-like in a way. Even the
Wait. Did you say we saw other dragonborn?
You pass one, yes.
Already knows them.
Did they take any notice of us, especially the fact that I was here? Okay,
Nope.
interesting.
Doesn't seem interested in you at all. They're kind of talking. Every now and then you'll get somebody who kind of pauses and like gives you a look. Roll a perception check for me. Somebody roll the group perception check.
Better make that Davi. I'm good at perception, but I'm not as good as Davi.
Okay.
Oh, I should have done it.
So
I
you
don't know.
notice,
I would have
Davi,
rolled.
that some of these people have identifying markers on them. You start to see a pattern, like they'll have like maybe a black armband or a red bandana. Not everybody. Some of them don't, but they do tend to kind of, when you do see these markings, like you'll see a person with a black armband and a black bandana, and they are walking and kind of grouped together. You do see an assortment of these loyalties mingling throughout the city, but you know, you'll also see people who kind of walk and give each other a little bit of side eye. Everyone seems to be armed. You definitely see a disproportionate amount of people with hooks and peg legs and patches and scars. This is a rough group. And while you do see people talking to each other, this doesn't give you the feel of an amicable, come-in, joyous town. They're keeping it themselves. Nobody's giving you a smile as you walk, but some people are giving you some glances, but nobody's, being aggressive towards you. Yes. Being aggressive towards you either. You carry on into the Purple District, and this part of town is lavish. There are tapestries hanging outside on the houses. Some people appear to have just taken like golden statues. It looks like they literally just like hammered them into the outside wall, so there's like the door ornaments over their doors. It's not well done. The buildings themselves are still very like common sea town, rundown. Like they're not. It's almost like the houses themselves aren't well kept. But whereas there may be like a hole in the wall, somebody just kind of put a nice tapestry over it to cover it. There are a number of crates and barrels and stuff lining the streets. And as you guys continue to wind your way around, you do eventually make your way to a 2-story building that stands out above the rest, and a wooden sign hanging from it that is a bottle that is broken in half, and you are able to derive that this is likely the busted bottle that you have been looking for.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, that was easy enough.
Go on in.
All right.
Yep.
As you head inside, the interior of this tavern is bustling. There are several dozen tables, and they are all packed. The floor is covered with not just like a nice rug, but layers upon layers of carpets and rugs. They are overlapping and touching each other. The walls are just like constantly lined with these very nice paintings and these very nice ostentatious frames. But the frames are like touching, and some of them are a little crooked, and in some places they're overlapping. Some of the paintings have slashes through them, but that doesn't deter anybody from putting them up for decor. All the chairs are very nice, but none of them match. Same with the tables. It looks almost like an antique store that somebody has just kind of put all of this nice stuff in, but it smells a little. It's definitely musty. The walls themselves are very clearly weather worn. The goblets and the different drinks, while very fine, some of them crystal, look a little nasty. There's this very weird paradox going on here, and the patrons are generally a little smelly, a little dirty. All again from the prime material plane, and most of them are boasting loudly about, well, this one time I did this, and lots of exuberant storytelling going on. And at least a third of the tables, it appears, are gambling with gold.
Interesting.
Wait. The rare opportunity to use my background. This may shock you, but Rafferty's a gambler.
Oh, really?
It does not shock us at all.
How's that working out for you?
I mean, I'm alive, so
Pretty well.
I'll
I'm
make
also
sure and point out the gold to
reasonably
Leo.
powerful, despite being awful at magic. So
Leo,
There's an irony here, since the admiral.
You're
got them
muted
in a
or
bet.
something.
Leo absolutely notices or recognizes the sound
Oh,
of
the
clinking
gold.
coin.
I was gonna say, does this place
I want
look
to use the gold. I don't want to just lose it to people who roll dice about it. That's not how you spend proper money.
if red
You invest it over generation, and in the meantime you sit on a pile of money and swim through it like a weird duck.
Okay,
Very
But there might be opportunities
Leo and
for
his
trade
money
here.
issues aside, this place kind of looks like if Red from Animal Crossing, this is where his boat would go. This kind of place, that's the vibe it has. Like, he has a bunch of artsy fartsy things, but he's in a really rundown, sketchy boat.
Yes.
Yep.
Somewhere Cam is dreaming of this place.
Cam would fit right in.
You
From
might
the
see
people-
Cam in there somewhere.
From the people, seriously, from the people jumping up on the table and waving their swords around, people are like, "I watch what you're doing," you know. Like, there's, it is boisterous in every way. Every now and then you'll see somebody throw a punch just for no reason, and just the bar fights tend to peter out pretty quickly, but.
Well, let's go and get a drink. Let's see what we can find out.
So,
Indeed. I'm not sure how long I'd want to stay here.
you guys,
I'm going to say that very lowly. Like, very quietly.
you guys head up to the bar, and you are met by this voluptuous woman with red curls. She is almost a corny caricature of what you might expect to find as a like a pirate barmaid. She has kind of like the frilly low cut shirt, and she's got a leather waist cinch, and she's wearing a purple bandana, and she turns around and she goes, "All right, what can I get for you?"
We'll totally shove Leo forward and say, ask questions, talk, get drinks.
Ask question. What?
We're
ask
looking for
questions,
someone.
talk, get drinks.
She looks him up and down.
Drinks.
You're finely dressed to be in here.
Oh, thank you. I found it.
Haven't we all? She turns around and just, without even taking your orders, just fills up several mismatched eclectic mugs and pushes them out onto the bar. I didn't realize we had
Find out
any
about
here.
this girl, Klaus, so
Yeah.
Save my voice.
I give Avi a mug.
Are you in on one of the new ships?
No, we capsized and walked. I think not necessarily in that order.
That's been happening recently. I can't
So
wait
we're
to
looking for somebody who has a indescribable color of hair.
That's amazing.
Where would we find, like, if we're looking for people who don't necessarily may not want to be found?
That's everyone here.
So I saw
Not-
the
not
green
helpful?
curly hair that we found, and I'm going to make a minor illusion of like a head full's worth of that hair. She had very distinctive hair.
That certainly looks like it would stand out in a crowd. Shouldn't be
Is there
hard
like
to
is there like a green herd tribble in here now? Like,
find.
is that somebody I've seen?
I see a lot of people, and I also get my tips from keeping my mouth shut.
Yes. But did she here, and points to Dobby, will tip better if you tell us.
I don't think I can help you with that. We'll roll a persuasion check.
Some of these are.
You know, I get pretty good tips as it is. But
I probably have money
Someone.
on me somewhere.
Yeah, I was to say.
she's
I think
Probably
technically all my
money.
money's in a portable levels.
She's going to gesture over to somebody whose name is incorrect.
So, at that moment, a middle-aged gnome walks up, and there's a tool, or excuse me, a stool that is specially made with steps on it. He climbs up on top and plops down, sitting on the bar. Ah, how are you, darling?
Better now that you're here?
I know. The sea bitch blesses me every day.
That she does.
This gnome is wearing a bluish green silk vest and billowy pants. He's got a full beard down to
Touch
his
this.
down down his chest, and you can tell he is. It's hard to place how old he is, but he definitely has some wrinkles. But his eyes and smile are very young, and as you get a closer look at him, you can see very clearly on his chest. You can see an amulet that's cast from pure gold in the shape of a crashing wave.
Will you be having the usual?
Double if you would.
She turns to get him a
It's
drink.
gonna be a long day. I know it's early. So, he looks over at a lot of you. You look sufficiently lost to not be from around here.
We are not, actually. We are
Lost
new
or from around here?
Sorry?
You're not lost or you're not from around here?
Not from around here. I mean, I think that's patently obvious.
That's
Um,
what I said.
I was just saying we're trying to get our bearings, and we're actually looking for someone, but we know it's going to be a little bit difficult because we don't know sort of anything around here.
Well, today is as good a time to learn as any other day. The name's Caldos. Caldos Helenscore.
Am I
Hello?
familiar with the name at all?
Roll a. Are you proficient in history?
Ooh. The answer to that is, of course not.
Okay, then unfortunately.
Dobby is.
Okay, roll a history check for me.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Fortunately not.
Not rolling very good tonight, but
And I empathize with that so much.
Yeah, the rolling has been bad for me tonight too.
So you don't seem to know anything about his nothing about his name seems peculiar.
are you from around here?
Oh, absolutely. And I'd be from nowhere else.
You were born here?
Oh, well, let's not get too excited. I don't think I've ever heard of something like that.
Oh, you've never heard of anybody being born here?
No, that sounds like a terrible end to any story.
Interesting. So
I think I've seen. I don't
we haven't
think
seen
I've-
any children or anything, right?
Nope. Everyone.
Or young people.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen some young people, but like definitely late teens at least. No kids. There's some people where you're looking at them and you're like, probably not a day over 17. But even they carry themselves with a maturity beyond their years.
I don't think I've seen so many people from the Primaterial Plane in one place since we've gotten here.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Well,
Why
the
is it?
Admiral does like collecting hangers-on.
Have you ever been anywhere else here besides this island or this city?
I mean, I've been everywhere you can describe. I mean, when the seas were open, we saw places that, gosh, I wish I could paint because some of them were so beautiful. And the things we stole from there, it's gorgeous. What about you all?
Why are there so many people from the Primaterial Plane here?
It's kind of an odd question. Why is anyone anywhere?
Well, I mean, it just seems unusual in the Feywild.
Yeah, we haven't run into very many people who have come from the Prime Material Plane until we got here.
I don't know much about the Feywild, but I would probably suggest this is what. Why would you go anywhere else?
Wait a minute. Let me ask another question. You said all of the vegetation and the climate and everything feels like Prime Material Plane to me here. Is that right?
Yes, all of the whereas in the Feywild the trees are massive, some of the leaves have different shapes.
Okay.
These are all like just from your experience in nature, you could name every breed of tree that you saw here, though it's still brighter than the Prime Material Plane. It still has that lusciousness. Everything is just it's almost like the healthiest, most well cared for garden you've ever been to. Whereas in the rest of the Feywild, you were quite literally in a different ecosystem.
Got it.
Interesting.
So have we seen Eldrin around in this area?
You have not.
Yeah, have we seen anything, or is most everybody a Prime Material race?
Everyone you've seen is from the Prime Material Plane.
All done. Leave it.
This is what my life could have been.
Have you met?
So, where are you all from? You seem like an assorted lot. He kind of looks over pointedly at Jacobus and Irilith.
Well, we saw others that were like me, or at least one other like me here.
Yes.
I mean, we're not from here. Obviously,
we put that together.
We all met in the Underdark.
The Underdark. Well, that's
Yes, we were running away.
talk about
Except for that
terrible
one.
beginnings to a story.
You can say that again.
Indeed. We found that to be the case as well.
What were you doing down there?
Well,
Not
I
by
mean,
choice.
it really was not.
I suppose that's how it goes with all surface dwellers. But really, that's what you get for spending so much time on land. One doesn't get dragged into the Underdark when you're out on the open sea.
Indeed, that seems to be the case. Do you know a lot of people around here?
Do I know a lot of people around here? I suppose I'll give you a pass for that being such a silly question, but I know a few people here and there.
Why is this? You'll forgive me. We are outsiders. Why is it a silly question?
Because he obviously knows a lot of people.
The bartender,
I mean-
the bartender leans over the bar and goes, "You could say that he knows at least everyone in this district. It's kind of what he does."
And he kind
I'm gonna
of
hold up
gestures
my-
elaborately at the barmaid and shoots a wink off at her.
I'm gonna hold up my minor illusioned mop of green hair. Be like, seen anyone with hair like this?
That's an interesting artist rendering of a really aggressive bush. I'm not really sure what you're showing me here. What are you trying to do?
Hair.
This isn't the
Imagine
carpet,
it
my
was
friend.
somebody's hair.
This is the drapes. Have you seen a woman with drapes like this?
I suppose I set that one up.
You really did.
You set it up, I knocked it down.
I'm full of regret.
Everything.
I can't say that's familiar. Is that why you all have wandered in? You're not looking for a crew to sail with?
I mean, not right now, I don't think. I wouldn't rule it out sometime in the future, but no, we are looking for somebody specifically.
Sorry.
But it seems to me like not much sailing has been happening these days anyway. Unfortunately.
Oh, there's plenty going on. It's just less boats, more feet. It's not really the way the bitch queen prefers it, but I suppose this is how we have it. This is what we do.
The bitch queen? Who is that?
He just kind of deadpans Earlith. The great queen of the sea, the wave mother, storm goddess of all the seas. No?
I'm sorry, I'm not a sailor.
Roll a religion check.
Is
You
this
two
something
Who,
Doggy's heard of? Okay.
Yes.
I'm waiting for Leah. Who's
Oh,
not
am I
rolling.
doing it?
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
he's talking to you.
also because
I mean, I'm not proficient or anything.
So, Davi, you know he is referring to Umberly, who is a sea goddess.
Is it a primaterial playing goddess?
yes, and she's not the nicest.
She is, well, she is often characterized as the more brutal part of nature.
So you're a follower of the sea goddess, huh?
I'm proud to be. She's been kind to me for all this time, for many a sail.
Well, kind isn't what she's known for, but that's good if you're in her favor. It's Umberly. Earlith.
Hmm.
So, suppose if you're looking for something, I know enough people around here that may be able to help you out.
Well, we should say that the Admiral's actually looking for something, and we're just assisting
I
at
see.
his request.
I suppose everyone down here is doing something at the Admiral's request, so I don't know how far that's going to get you down here. But maybe if you help me out, we can come to an arrangement. I could allocate some resources.
Help you
I'd
out
like to
how?
insight check whether he's bullshitting us.
Insight check.
I do too.
Yeah, see.
I want to do.
Totally honest.
Rafferty, you think he's full of shit. Aerolith, he seems to be pretty straight.
Oh, fuck off. You're not. You don't know anything.
I don't know.
He laughs at Rafferty's response. Well, I mean, guess you can try to figure it out on your own. You
I
all
mean,
What
right
kind
with
of
this
favor
one?
can we do for you?
What were you needing?
Well, around here, crew members are always openly welcomed, and being that I have a vested interest in finding new crewmates for the heathens. If we could have a couple, you could find a couple. Suppose I could work something out to help you out.
We should have
So-
kept Kaganos around to get him pressed into service. That's what we should have done.
So if we could find a couple of people who'd like to join up, or if, I mean, I don't know if any of us would necessarily be interested, but you'd only be interested in having somebody who'd be willing to come aboard, as it were.
I mean, I have to fight the good fight and represent Heels heathens all the way. But if you all wanted to do it, I mean, you're new here. You'd have to prove yourselves. I don't know. That one's a little skinny. He looks over at Rafferty, and he's got a mouth on him. So
Yeah, it's not likely to ingratiate him very well with any crew, probably. Well, I mean, we don't have any contacts here, and like I said, I'm not sure that any of us are necessarily willing to go into service. We have some larger goals in line. We just happen to be working on this for a while. But I mean, we certainly could maybe look and see if we could find some folk who might be interested in having a change of pace, perhaps, or joining a new crew. I couldn't make any promises, of course, but I'd be happy to be on the lookout.
yeah, promises are dangerous around here. Just keep it in mind.
Where exactly do you
Yeah,
need this
we're
crew
aware.
to go? Seems a little lack of work.
Lack of work. Look around. Everyone here is working.
No, I mean for a crew.
He's talking about the sea being glass, which is one of
Not
the
going
things
anywhere.
among many we need to fix.
Oh,
But
the glass
He's
sea
already
isn't
said-
all that's going on here. You all have a lot to learn about how things run here in the cove.
Davi, as they're having this conversation, you notice at first you kind of notice out of the corner of your eye, and it kind of catches like the side of your attention, but you're paying very close attention to the conversation, and then the movement again is just so odd you can't help but glance over, and you notice that the barmaid that you've been talking to, she's kind of leaned over, resting her elbows on the bar, but she keeps doing something weird with her fingers. Not just like tapping natural movements. It's much more elaborate than that. then she'll pause, and then she'll do something else. It could be spell casting, but she's not muttering anything. There's just something weird about it.
Davi's gonna try to keep an eye on her for a few minutes. I mean, not trying to be somewhat subtle, but she'll edge over towards Jackie and kind of nudge her head to motion his attention her way.
As you glance over Jacobus, it sure enough is Thieves' Cant. Taking a moment to glance around the tavern, you notice that there is somebody at another table nearby. He's kind of got his arm on the back of a chair, and he appears to just kind of be casually glancing around the room, and every now and then he'll brief over her, and she appears to be keeping him abreast of this conversation. She mentions things like the fact that you guys are not joining the crew, and just kind of every now and then just kind of keeping him up to date on what's going on.
What does he look like, this other guy?
He's just he's a human. He has a bandana on, and what you can see of his hair appears to be shaved. He's got a pretty nasty gash across his arm, wearing pretty plain clothes, doesn't...
Just so you're aware, nasty gash is my pussy riot cover band.
Just kind of hanging out at the table, looks pretty run-of-the-mill man in maybe his late 30s.
What color is his bandana?
His bandana is purple.
Jacobus is actually going to get up and go over to the other guy.
Okay.
Wow. That's bold. Felix.
He's sitting by himself?
No, he's sitting at a table with about 4 other guys, and as you come over, they all stop and look at you. Can I help you?
Not entirely sure if you can. I'm just kind of curious what your interest in us is.
You're new. It's interesting.
Can Davi kind of edge into a place where she can kind of hear both conversations? Not
Or-
exactly.
Davi can read lips, though, can't she?
She can. She's gonna totally try to keep an eye. That's right. Thank you.
Are you
I
a
forgot.
gambling man?
I've been known to gamble here and there, sure.
Got a game going if you want to join.
Hang on just a second here.
Is Jacobs obviously checking his pockets?
No.
None of us have had need for money in so long. I forgot what it was.
Exactly.
Fortunately, we live with a rich man.
Yeah,
Miserly rich
he's just
man.
got to throw
but he'd
down
have
his
to
portable
whip
hole.
out his
and-
portable pole.
Lena expects to use the money. He just keeps in a little chest in the portable hole.
Are the rest of
Most
the
of
people
that.
at the table all wearing purple?
Not everyone is wearing a bandana. There are about 5 people at the table. He and one other guy are wearing. The other guy's got almost like a purple scarf that's been wrapped up both of his forearms, and the other 2 guys don't appear to have any distinguishing marks in terms of color.
What kind of stakes are we playing?
Well, we've got some gold on the table, and I was thinking you might be interested in wagering that crown you've got.
Oh, I forgot you were wearing that crown. That was gonna bite you in the
Pretty
ass.
good looking piece.
Yeah, the trouble with gambling it away is that it'd be hard for others to know of my royalty.
Well, we're all pretty even here, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
And I mean, what would I be getting in return if I were staking my crown? Clearly, your gold is of no use in the Feywild.
What are you talking about?
What's that?
What are you talking about? Our gold's as good here as it is anywhere else. You can go on down to Pies and Plunder and get anything you want.
I'm not interested. I'll turn around and walk back to our group.
And he turns back to his game.
I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on them just to see if they say anything.
And he stays turned around for now, at least.
I'll keep an eye on the barmaid for any more
Shenanigans.
information passing.
So the gnome priest finishes his double of whatever was poured for him, despite it being very early in the morning, and sighs wishfully. Well, so what's your plan? Gonna try to mingle to find your floating green hair? Or?
That's not the hair we're looking for. It's the person attached to the hair.
Oh, well, that's even harder. Scalps aren't as hard to come by.
Who was that guy at the other table I was talking to?
Who? He kind of leans around. Yeah, well, over there, you've got that's Percival sitting there, and when you were talking to, that's Charles.
Question? Was the gnome sitting at the bar? Was he did he know? I mean, I guess he did notice Jack, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because we were talking to him at the same time Jackie was doing that. So
I assume if nothing else, Jackie nodded his head over there or something.
Yeah.
Who was I talking to? Guess.
I mean,
but if you want that,
I'm a little tired. Just forgive me.
I totally feel you, Leah.
He's a good enough sort. Hell of a gambler. You're smart not to get into it with him. Haven't seen him lose in a long time. I've never seen luck like that.
I suppose he cheats better than the others.
Can I use my feature to determine if that luck is too good to be true?
What is your feature?
Never tell me the odds.
Let me find you.
You know enough about games of chance that regardless of what game they're playing, that no one just doesn't lose in a long time.
For a second. Just...
It's okay.
So has anyone figured out how he's cheating yet?
With that, Kalos kind of like was like raises his hands and shrugs. It's a large accusation. I feel like you should take that up with him if you're accusing anyone of any kind of cheating around here.
He's
Especially
clearly
being
cheating.
you.
Well, that's neither here nor there. So, has
causing any trouble right now?
so you've never seen anybody with hair that color?
Can't say I have, but I'll put out the word that we're looking for.
Dobby's gonna insight check when he does that, just to see if she believes him.
Can I kind of observe Cheater von McCheaton and try to figure out his confidence game.
Doggy, you have spent a lot of time around people, and this guy, as you kind of observe him and the way he looks away as he says things, there's something a little sleazy about him. He's a good liar, but you're pretty sure he knows more than he's letting on.
Well, you know, in life there's the things we tell everybody. And then there's the truth. And I'd like to know. We don't know people here, so you've made one offer of a trade for the information that pretty clearly you know. So, the question is, what else would you be willing to trade for that information that we can actually provide?
Well, I suppose there's all manner of way you can prove yourself, even if you weren't one of the crew.
Such as?
Well, I know. I know the provisioner down at Pies and Plunder is looking for a couple of things, and given that I own a stake in that, it would also benefit me if you were able to help him out. But beyond that, there's also other things, but we'll have to see if you're capable of figuring things out. But really, while I appreciate your suspicion, and I guess you should be around here, trust is hard to come by in these parts.
This goes many ways. But, I wouldn't call it so much suspicion as a careful eye.
And you'd be smart to be careful.
As would you.
For the most part, we're a friendly sort. There's
So
plenty
it
to
seems.
do here, plenty of distractions to find.
Certainly. Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out. We'll talk to some people and see what we can do to further your business interests. And if we do run across people who would have some interest in your ventures, then we definitely would like to find more information on what
Well,
we've
really,
discussed.
I look forward to seeing you around more. We get new blood in here plenty often, but you all seem to be a little more capable than the average sailor.
We're not your average runaways, no.
Oh, I could tell between the armor here and that crown, and your fellow philosopher here. He kind of gestures at Davi. You're not the standard sort. I can appreciate that.
Can take care of ourselves.
That may
And we
serve-
take care of each other. We appreciate a sense of good company.
Well, that's something we can agree on. And something I can drink to. So
Davi will lift her mug and take a drink, you know.
he raises his he looks around for a full glass and can't find it, so he lifts his empty glass in cheer and slams it down on the bar. Anyhow, I'll put some word out to see if we can find clumps of green hair, and if you decide you want to find something to do around here, let me know. I can get you in touch with
Appreciate it,
folks who
friend.
might be able to help.
Sounds good.
As the bartender leans in. And if you need anywhere to stay, we've got rooms.
We
Thank
may
you.
we may be back for sure.
Oh, the drinks. That'll be 15 gold, please.
Friend.
I look pointedly at Leo.
Do I?
Caldos hops off the bar and walks down his stair step stool and wanders off to sit at the table that you turned down, Jacobus.
You better have money, because
That seems excessive.
It's the best ale you've had in years, I bet.
oh, lass.
It was not, Dobby.
I know my ale. If there's one thing in this world and this life that I know, it's my ale. Now,
Alright,
I could show you a good ale. As a matter of fact,
fantastic.
I'll trade you a sip of the best
I'd be more
for our
interested
drinks.
in a cask than a sip.
I don't think Davi has a cask, considering where we came from. I don't think she had time to
thought she
make
had-
any in the.
I thought you had
No,
a
we had, like-
significant amount.
For some reason, I thought you
Do
had
I?
some.
I mean,
Do you
inventory.
remember?
I don't remember.
I know we made a steal, but I don't know what time we had, and it's been.
Yeah.
We
So
were in
long
an auto
since
court
we
probably
played.
8 hours total. So
No, we stayed at the autumn court a little longer than that. I know we hung
Yeah, we
around
stayed for a while and had the house.
there was like a week while they were building it, and by the time when it was done, we left.
Well,
Well, I
maybe
mean,
next time.
that'd have been enough time to brew a little bit, but not. It wouldn't be well fermented.
Maybe next time you come around, then. In the meantime, I'll just take my gold.
Leo starts patting himself down.
Now we did go down to that one place in the Underdark. Davi talked ale with that guy, but I don't remember if she got any then.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
So hard.
That's GM's call on what she'd have, because I really
think it's
don't
in your
know.
inventory. I generally add stuff to your inventory if you pick something up.
Yeah, but if this was before you were a GM,
Yeah, this was long before you were a GM.
Yeah.
Leo goes through his fanny pack and finds a single platinum coin and puts it on the counter.
Quick, Codium, what's the conversion rate?
Thought it was is it 100?
I don't know. If you don't know, you don't know.
That's alright, Google will tell me.
if you know, you know, and what you don't know is a lot.
Platinum is 10 gold.
Okay. She'll take it and she'll kind of look it over and she'll look to anything else.
I don't think we can afford anything else from you, honestly.
She literally starts like looking him over and like leans up on the bar. I'll take your boots.
I mean, sure.
And
I do
her-
have boots.
She holds out her hands.
He goes down and starts unlacing them.
What is he
You
supposed
can
to
start to
wear?
hear some chuckles
That's not
from
my
the
problem.
tables around you.
He couldn't pay his tab.
Picks up one and puts on a. I mean, they're expensive boots. I give half the boots.
2 boots.
Ah,
Actually,
Starts
roll a
looking at them.
persuasion check.
I mean, surely she knows somebody with a pig leg.
it's changed my. There. Great, fantastic.
1 boot and a dance.
I'm gonna need my boots on if you want to dance.
Oh no, I think you can do it. I think it'll be better with the 1 boot. Dance for us. Dance your way out. Then you can leave.
Someone do something that gives him a plus to rolls real quick.
Hey, you're the merchant guy, so you know. Still, Davia can give him a guidance.
He takes off the boot. Sticks on to him.
Have a wonderful day. I hope we see you soon.
Now what are you going to do without boots, Leo?
He just pointedly walks off. Goes outside. Puts down the portable hole. Pulls out a new pair of boots.
Dobby, as you guys leave, you notice that most of the people in the tavern are watching you go. Jacobus, the man you have been watching, doesn't do anything, but he turns around to make eye contact with the barmaid, and she just kind of throws him a smirk and then puts Leo's boots back down behind her counter.
Cog, I have a bunch of boots listed at -1. What's the remaining amount in that case?
Jesus.
Bunch -1.
Bunch -1. It's like a lot, or?
Do you really have it in your bag?
Yeah, because they
Portable
got all
hole.
the boots in the autumn court.
Oh god, it is in the portable hole. Alright, quantity.
The portable hole is a hoard.
It is a library and a wardrobe. That's also where I keep my hats.
And I suggest you pull out a little bit of gold.
Yeah.
I stick another
like-
platinum coin in my fanny pack.
I tried to change it to 19 pairs of boots, but
Okay. So have you officially defined a bunch as 20?
yes.
Also, Airless is going to suggest that everybody have a little bit of coin in case we need to, mosey in a crowd.
I guess you should find some somewhere then.
We are going to find it in that hole.
My hole?
That's Leo's money, though.
Well, we were all there.
We have
with
all
the-
shown absolutely no interest for it until now. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, but we are in a
Strange
place
that
where
works.
they need it. We're not trying to buy things for ourselves. We're trying to find this girl, and so
Don't tell them you're trying
I'm
to
trying
spend
to
money
I'm
to
trying
help
to
you.
retire
Well, I don't think it's going to be
with
a
an
problem.
assortment
We
and well-diversified amount of investments.
And as I say,
My portfolio
not
cannot
trying to use it-
sustain just giving away to any winged or wingless creatures comes from asking for them.
I'm not suggesting that we use it to buy things for ourselves.
Oh, good. So
I'm
you'll need it then.
suggesting that we have it in case we needed to grease some palms or get
All right.
some information so that
Well,
we can.
bring the palm here and I'll grease it for you.
Well, you're not even taking out enough money to do that. And what if
Easily
Jackie...
available currencies, easily spent currency.
Dobby, can you please talk some sense into him?
I mean, it's his money, so if you want money from him, I think you're gonna have to start by asking nicely, not demanding that he give you his money.
Do you have any boots?
No, I don't have any boots.
I'm
You have
sorry, I'm
boots.
not gonna have any luck at convincing Leo any more than you.
I am not.
Leo, do it for Rafferty.
Alright. Bad way to put that.
Anyhow, when we walk out and everybody's watching, Davi will just look around to him. Since they're all watching anyway.
Okay. You guys are back outside.
Leo climbs back out of his hole.
We'll find
You're
an
just
out of
gonna
the way
kick the
hidden place
ladder.
to do that.
Earless gonna kick the ladder as he's trying to climb out. Because doesn't he have a little ladder?
It's a rope ladder.
Uh,
Takes less space.
All right. So.
Well, I think we need to go to the shop. Find out what it is that we need to do for them.
Okay.
Might I suggest to all of you that honey draws more flies than vinegar. So maybe we should attempt to be a little more
I thought it was very
kinder and
friendly.
all right.
I'm a little light.
I mean, I wasn't mean to anybody. I mean, I will say
You're the one who called her drink
others.
bad.
Oh, I just offer her better drink. There's
That's-
always better.
I'm pretty sure that's ruder.
All
I mean,
right,
I
let's go.
asked the nice little gnomes some questions. All right, let's kind of get our bearings. Let's wander around, see where's what. And I mean, are there like shops? Are there, establishments? What seems to be going on around the busted bottle?
So most of the buildings that you're seeing appear to be private residence, not shops. Nothing seems to have a sign. None of the doors are open. There is one rather large building pretty close to you that appears more ostentatious than the rest. And there are two individuals armed with swords, which most everyone's armed, but these individuals are standing on either side of the door with purpose, it seems. But in general, it's just mostly seems to be nondescript buildings that you assume are where people live.
I think we need to go to that shop he mentioned.
Do you guys start looking for the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we do a roll?
Yeah.
Well, so you said there were two people standing the armed guards or whatever?
Yes, near a big building nearby.
Well, Davi will just go over to one of them and ask him, hey, can you point me out to where, we're new here, can you point me to the whatever shop, and I can't remember the name.
Oh, sure. Easiest way to get it is to go back out to the main road and walk up in between, I don't remember the name,
The Blades District and
the Blades District. I don't have the notes today, I'm sorry.
I have all the notes.
The Blades District and the Heathens, and it'll be right off the main road almost when you hit the edge of the city.
All right. Well, while Davi's doing that, she'll take the opportunity just to kind of see if there's anything notable about this place and why it might be under guard. And then say thanks, friend, and head on out.
It's definitely nicer than the others, and it's big, but it's hard to derive from the outside what is worthy of guarding within.
All right. We'll head on towards the shop then.
So you wander. You have a pretty good sense for where that particular road is. So you wander off eastward, and as you're walking down one of the smaller roads, Davi, you hear footsteps rushing up behind you, and a sharp call out, "Hey!"
Davi will stop and look around. Yes.
Turn around and you see the guy from that Jacobus was talking to at the table. Said, "Well, your friend had a chance to keep his crown, but I think you all are going to have to hand that over now."
Like hell we are.
I mean, I'm not sure I understand why that would be the case.
So
Seems it's fine where it's at.
You hear more footsteps coming up the alley now.
Dobby's
on the other
immediately
side of
gonna
you.
say a word to say a spell, if I can.
And if we could roll initiative here in a second.
Oh yeah. Starting our
We're
combat
gonna have an
already.
alley fight. Yes! This is a new
I'm just
habit.
making tokens really small and play on this map.
Everyone is armed with a broken bottle.
Hey.
Leo has advantage on
Yep.
initiative?
Oh.
Sorcerer works best going first. Always.
Fireball.
What?
Quarterstaff.
Why is everyone rolling with...
Did Dobby roll its advantage?
No,
No.
Dobby didn't.
I don't have that.
I don't understand how I rolled with advantage. I just clicked the damn dice.
Cock.
Oh,
You didn't.
I
you
didn't
didn't.
get the
No,
map.
you're good. Just Leo did.
And
Leo does roll its advantage.
What?
And so do
Go to the
I
maps
think.
page. I can't control you because you're GM.
They always pop up here for me.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did that time.
Casta, he's not the boss of you.
Yeah, I can't make you do
They
that.
always pop up top for me. I just wasn't invited to this one.
So, are you supposed to roll with advantage, Leo?
yeah, my staff, quarterstaff.
Got it.
That's something.
And
That
so
does it.
I have something that must roll for advantage because I didn't set it to roll for advantage, so
I think it's
Yeah,
your
must be
striker or your shadow stalker thing, whatever. All
I
right.
think so, but the
We also,
Dread
we also
Ambush
can't be
says it's a
surprised
bonus.
apparently. So
Huh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can't be surprised.
and any companions within 30 feet of me.
Oh, very nice. So, do we want to stop here, or do we want to see this guy through? It is
Oh, let's
11:40.
go. Let's go.
Okay.
Why not?
Everyone good? And let's like
She
for
says,
I mean, it's up to you.
says is not paying attention.
He's
So,
strategizing.
two main concerns: Says being tired and Honey being sick. So
Yeah.
I say,
I mean, I'm gonna be up for a little bit anyway, so
okay.
it's up
I
to
mean, is it just what are we fighting? Is it just the one thing?
Two thugs. Look at
Well,
initiative
we heard
tracker.
more
Oh,
footsteps.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's more people coming.
And they're probably gonna bullshit resurrect at least twice. Cause cack.
If I banish both
I-
of them, we can't pretend they didn't happen.
Yeah, I hate to be a killjoy, but it is 11:40.
Yeah.
Like it's.
You can pick it up here when we get back.
I'm so happy with this arc.
Maybe.
Everything with the admiral makes me happy. I have many ideas
Good.
about what to do.
So,
None of them are good.
we'll call it here.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
we'll pick up in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'll have a copy of the notes then, so I know people's names.
I wrote
Will
them
you?
down.
They're all Ollie.
We were doing it, so I
Um,
did a Google Doc thing, and Cog got a new program where things can like web to help him make the bigger lore connections easier. But I don't have it yet.
So wait,
Um,
So,
your notes are screwed because CAG didn't install software?
well, it was he got it like earlier. I don't even know if the account shares. I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, we can share it. I just
Do we need
Really?
to?
He offered to let me update it, and I said no. I don't want to learn a new program on a D&D day.
Yeah.
Got to put a text on there.
Do we need to screenshot the initiative order or anything since we
It's
already
there.
rolled
leave
it?
it like that.
We should definitely screenshot it in case CAG tries to change it. It's,
The worst.
My favorite part of that mind map is that is literally just this island.
Yeah, that
It's
is
nice.
just the cove.
But anyway.
I usually write about 3 sentences when you ever go into a new place.
Actually, no. That purple dot in the bottom left is the Unseelie Court.
Then I forget to name all the people in it, so I just gotta look up I just Google it and name it right every time. It's great. It works great.
We never do that. That's why I totally remembered Hector's name.
Yes.
Totally.
All right.